Yo, what's cracking? What's cracking? It's your boy, BillyYouSoCrazy, and we back with another one. Y'all read the title, you already know what we're doing. This is Top 10 Amazing People Who Survived the Impossible. I'm definitely interested to find out who are these 10 amazing people. If this is your first time on this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, comment down below what you want to see me react to next, and I have it up for you when I get the chance. Just be patient. Feel free to follow me on all my social media links are right there. I have a Patreon link in the description if you want to become a member. Cool. If not, whatever. Mind your business. Act like I didn't say it. It is really that simple. But enough of the talking, y'all. Let's find out these top 10 amazing people who survived the impossible is all about.
Subscribe right now or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week.
Don't risk it.
Today,
subscribe
just
right now.
Getting through another day is a big goal for many of us.
Man.
Well, imagine you
2020, it's definitely a goal.
Had to face being
this
attacked
gives
by
us bragging rights after this.
Twice in the same day. Or survive after falling 2 miles from a mid-air plane accident. These are just a few of the amazing stories of the top 10 people who survived the impossible.
Oh boy.
Number 10.
I'm curious, do any of you guys have one of those stories? Please feel free to share it in the comment section.
Julianne Koepke.
Koepke?
On Christmas Eve, 1971, Lanza Flight 508 was struck by lightning and broke apart mid-air at an altitude of 3,200 meters. Remarkably, still strapped to her seat, 17-year-old Julianne Koepke survived the 2-mile fall to the ground. She was the only person to survive the crash. She suffered a broken collarbone, a gash to her left leg and right arm, and a concussion. Realizing she had somehow survived the fall, Julianne's first instinct was to find her mother, who had been in the seat next to her on the plane. She set out, wading in knee-deep water and surviving on candies she found in the debris. After 10 days, she found a boat moored near a small hut and used its gasoline to clear her wounds. After spending the night in the shelter...
First of all, this girl, resilient, brilliant, all of the ants. She's all of those.
She was discovered by local lumbermen and taken to their village. A pilot then flew her to nearby Paculpa, where she was reunited with her father. After recovering from her injuries, Julianne returned to the crash site with a search team. Her mother's body was recovered on January 12, 1972.
Man.
It was eventually determined that her mother and as many as 14 passengers survived the crash, but died waiting to be rescued.
Before we move on, I've got a...
Yo, they survived the crash, but they were waiting to be... So they died. Oh, man.
A little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9.
Try it, y'all. Try it.
The Human Lightning Conductor. The number 7 is considered lucky to many people. Shenandoah National Park Ranger Roy Sullivan knows this firsthand. Between 1942 and 1977, Sullivan was struck by lightning not twice, not 4 times, but 7 times. And he lived to tell about it.
Strike 7 times?
After surviving being struck by lightning several times, it is rumored that Sullivan always kept a jug of water handy to put out his hair, just in case he got struck again. While there were no eyewitnesses to any of these strikes, Guinness World Records was able to confirm them and awarded Sullivan with the official record for most lightning strikes and the nickname the Human Lightning Conductor.
Yo, the fact that that is an award. Struck by lightning 7 times and lived to tell it?
Sadly, his life would finally come to an end in 1983 from a self-inflicted gunshot, reportedly after being rejected in love. Number 8.
Dang,
Jose Salvador
sucks.
Alvarenga.
That sucks.
On November 17th, 2012, Jose Salvador Alvarenga set out from the fishing village of Costa Azul off the coast of Chiapas, Mexico. An experienced sailor and fisherman, Alvarenga was embarking on a 30-hour deep-sea fishing trip.
30
Shortly
hours?
after embarking, the 7-meter, 23-foot fiberglass skiff was set upon by a rough storm, which lasted 5 days. During the storm, the boat's motor and most of the boat's electronics were ruined. Without sails, oars, anchors, or running lights, and no way to contact the shore, the boat set adrift across open seas. Alvarenga and fellow fisherman Ezequiel Cordoba were left with almost no supplies and very little food. The two men ate fish, turtles, and other sea life that they had caught with their bare hands.
Wow.
They collected rainwater when it was available, but more often were forced to drink turtle blood or their own urine. Alvarenga reported that after approximately 4 months at sea, his partner gave up after becoming ill from eating raw fish and eventually refused to eat. After making a promise not to eat him after he died, Alvarenga kept Cordoba's corpse on the boat and even talked to it. After 6 days of speaking to his partner's dead corpse, he realized he was losing his mind and dumped the body overboard. On January 30th, 2014, after 438 days lost at sea, finally Alvarenga spotted a small piece of land. He swam to shore and found his way to a local house. He had reached the Atoll off of the Marshall Islands, some 6,000 miles away.
This story is crazy.
Number 7, Todd Orr.
Wow.
After
400 days?
Hiking the Madison Valley in rural Montana, trail engineer and knife maker Todd Orr came upon a grizzly bear mother with her cubs. Before he could react, the mother charged and attacked. She bit his head and arm before leaving him and returning to the woods with her cubs. A Montana native, Orr decided to get up and make a run for his car, some 3 miles away. After 10 minutes, the bear caught up with him. She hit his arm and shoulder and stood on top of him. Realizing he posed no threat to her, she left him. Orr eventually made his way back to his car. He made a video explaining what had happened and took a few photos to share with his friends. After receiving multiple surgeries the following day, he decided to share his story and video on Facebook. To his surprise, the video went viral, clocking in more than 20 million views in the first day.
I bet it did.
Number 6.
That is interesting.
Angelina Friedman. Angelina Friedman has survived cancer, miscarriages, internal bleeding, sepsis, and now not 1 but 2 pandemics. More than 100 years after living through the 1918 influenza pandemic, and now a resident of the Northwestchester Restorative Therapy and Nursing Center, Friedman battled yet another
101 years old,
not beat COVID-19. Just beat virus. She is not human, Friedman's daughter, Joanne Marola, said. She has superhuman DNA. Number 5, Aaronlston.
Somebody need to go check on her. They probably run a test on her right now.
On April 26, 2003, during a solo descent of Utah's Blue John Canyon, climber Aaronlston found himself trapped alone when he slipped and dislodged an 800-pound boulder that pinned his right arm to the canyon wall. After 5 long days and facing dehydration, he mustered his courage and used a dull blade from his off-brand multi-tool, along with the pliers, to remove his lower
that
arm and escape the
127-hour
canyon.
movie?
After freeing himself, he climbed out of the slot canyon, rappelled down a 65-foot sheer wall, and then hiked for 7 miles. He encountered a family on vacation who gave him food and water and immediately alerted authorities. Aaron's story has inspired millions of people and is the subject of the film 127 Hours.
Wow, I remember watching that.
By actor James Franco. Number 4, Truman Duncan. It is hard to imagine anyone can survive being sliced in half, but that is exactly what happened to railroad switchman Tony Duncan when he tumbled off the front of a moving train car and was dragged beneath the train. The lower half of his body was cut off, leaving one of his legs dangling. Somehow he managed to call 911. Doctors performed over 20 surgeries on him and declared that he was literally 1 membrane away from being spilled out on the tracks. Number 3, Paul Rosalie. Daredevil filmmaker Paul Rosalie was the subject of a Discovery Channel special in which he volunteered to be eaten by a giant anaconda, outfitted with a special...
He volunteered to be eaten. Now this one, I don't know if I could feel that bad, because you volunteered for this one, bro. The train conductor falling off, grandma, 101, 2 pandemics. This one, yeah, okay.
Snake suit and covered in pig blood, he did draw the attention of the snake, which coiled around him and began to consume him, head first. The attention seeker panicked when he felt his arms breaking under the pressure of the snake's coiling around him and called for help from the crew. Had the stunt gone any further, many say he would not have survived. What do you think? Be sure to leave your comment in the comment section
I think
below.
Whatever happened, he deserved that for volunteering for that nonsense.
It's now time for today's best pick.
Ain't no way. Nah, not volunteering.
Today's photo was submitted by one of our subscribers. So if you find a photo or video online and you want to know more details about it, send it over to us and we will do all the work for you. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2, Haffy. When anyone sees this extraordinary photograph, they may think that it has been photoshopped.
That's what I think.
But this is a real photo of Carlos Haffy Rodriguez of Miami.
His name is really
Carlos
Haffy?
was a victim in a near-fatal car accident that sent him flying through the windshield and landing on his head. To save his life, a large part of his brain was removed, and his skull was fused together. After this experience, he shared his story to inspire others to stop using drugs and driving irresponsibly. I was barred out on drugs. I was driving and I hit a pole and flew out the front window and landed on my head, he said in a message on YouTube. Sadly, many now report that Carlos has returned once again to his old habits. He was arrested and charged with arson and attempted murder after setting his mattress on fire in 2016. Before we reveal number 1, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive more amazing videos like this.
Where's the brain at in the head anyways?
Anna Bagenholm. The next story of survival may remind you of a good science fiction scenario, or perhaps seem like the stuff
Wait, did I say where's the head at in the brain? I don't know if I said that backwards. I felt like I said it backwards. I mean, where's the brain in the head at? Hopefully that's what I said, but I felt like I said it backwards.
Superhero comics, where a character is frozen alive and held captive, only to be thawed out again later. Of course, this seems like the stuff of fantasy, but there are cases of people being frozen and brought back to life unharmed. In 1999, Dr. Anna Bagenholm was skiing in Narvik, Norway, when she fell into a frozen stream. She was trapped between more than 8 inches of ice. The tips of her skis were all that could be seen of her. Her friends rushed to help her, but could not dislodge her from the thick ice. Luckily, Anna managed to find a small pocket of air and continued to breathe for more than 40 minutes before she suffered circulatory arrest. After 80 minutes of attempts with rope and shovel to extract her from the ice, the metal of hard edge broke through. By this time, her heart had stopped completely, and her body temperature was a record low 56.7 degrees Fahrenheit. She would be connected to a blood bypass machine. After 9 hours of recirculating her blood, her heart finally began to beat again. Miraculously, she suffered no brain damage, and she continues to ski today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know which other top 10.
All right, so that was top 10 amazing people who survived the impossible. Like I said, if y'all got any interesting stories like that, I want to hear them. I want to hear them. I don't really want to see videos. I didn't like seeing a video with old boy and he had to cut his arm off. He got bit by the bear. I don't really like seeing all that stuff. But if you got an interesting story, feel free to share it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this reaction, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see me react to next. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Send me a message on any one of those, and I will get back with you as soon as possible. I appreciate y'all love and support. It is your boy, Billy You So Crazy, and I see you on the next video, man. I'm out this thing.